Hi, welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sewjo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things. And today is October 19th, 2025, and this is my weekly update, number 121, where I talk about everything I worked on and completed throughout the week. Now, before I get into everything I worked on, I do have a question. I want you guys to comment down below. Last week, I had mentioned my 2025 Advent calendar. So I have that all put together, and my question is whether I should do it in December, which is what everybody else is doing, or if I should go ahead and just do it in November. And my Advent calendar is going to require some voting from all you guys, and then I just list the results of those votings in December. Now, I was thinking about doing it in November because there's a lot of Advent calendars out there, and a lot of people do Advent calendars in December. So I was thinking maybe I could just do it through November, and then, like I said, there's some votings and post those results in December. Let me know. Do I do it in November? Do I do it in December? Either way, it doesn't make any difference. I was just thinking there's a lot. So let me know in the comments down below what you think I should do. So, what did I work on? Well, I did do a video this week, only one video, and it was the flowering sew along from the Sew Sampler Fat Quarter Shop. This block. I'm going to fold it all back up here, because I do fold them up when they get all wrinkly, but that's okay. This was the flowering block 6, feeling freesia block. That's what it was supposed to look like. And I showed you what mine looks like. Now I am using different fabrics than what they are. So that is month 6. So I worked on that, and then there was only 2 other sewing projects I worked on this week. Let me put these down and I'll get those other projects out. I have been working on this round trip duffel from by Annie's. So I'm using a Sherry and Chelsea collection called I think it's Raspberry Summer. Now, it's not done, but I did make a lot of progress on it. Well, first of all, I made this little pouch. It wasn't part of the duffel. I just had some leftover fabric, so I made this little pouch. Because the fabric, you know, they had you sandwich it together and then quilt it, which I just did some crosshatch quilting. And this was a little piece of fabric that was left over from that, so I turned it into a little pouch. Now, that wasn't part, like I said, that wasn't part of the pattern. It's just something I did because I had extra fabric that I didn't want to go to waste. Now, here, this is the stabilizer that goes in the bottom of the duffel. They just had me make a little sleeve and put the little plastic piece in there. I think the sleeve is a little long, so I may try and cut that down and hem that a little bit. But there's that will go down in the bottom. Let's see. Now, this is the carrying strap that I made. Got the little hardware to hook on to the duffel bag. And this is, you know, the adjustable strap here. Got that all made. So I can adjust the size. And here is the shoulder pad. Now, I will say I made it, but the shoulder pad, the binding that I want around, isn't the best, but that's okay. It's just the shoulder pad. Technically, I don't even have to have it on there. But that's the shoulder pad I made. And then let's see, where are we? Okay, now this is the bottom and the sides. So this is the bottom. And this is the sides that will be coming up. Kind of hard to visualize. One side, other side. So this is where the the shoulder strap will hook onto. Now that's where I am right now. Is I need to sew that down and then put an X right there on each side. Like I said, this is where the shoulder straps will hook to. The little hooks right here. So they'll hook to this side and then the other side. And then after I sew those little tabs on, this is a pocket that goes on each side. Oops. So I got the pockets all made, the top binding, and it will just kind of go there where the shoulder straps is. It'll be a pocket that comes down like that on each side. And then we have the zipper strip. So this is going to be the top of the bag. And after I get the pockets sewn on here, the top of the bag will be sewn like that. I know, still a little bit hard to visualize, but that's my zipper with the double zipper. That's the lining fabric. That's the outside fabric. Okay, so we're working on that. Let's see, what is this? Oh, these are bindings that will go over when I sew the top and the sides together. These are bindings that will go over the seams. All right, then we're going on. This is the front of the bag, my front of my duffel. So we've got two pockets here. Now this is just pinned on, so I do have to finish sewing that down. But we got a zipper pocket, and then we got another pocket right there. And then, after I sew that down, I can add my handles, which are right here. Got those all together. Now I do have pins here. It just marks where my X is going to be. Again, kind of hard to hold this all up. But the handles will go on my bag like that on the front. And then I'll have a handle up here. So that's the front. Oh, and then on the inside of the front, this is going to be a pocket for the inside of the front. So it'll just go in here like that. So I have done a lot of work on it, just not quite done yet. And then we have the back. So here's the back. Again, I have to finish sewing this pocket on. So this is going to be a pocket I can put in, and this right here is what they call a trolley sleeve. So if you have like a suitcase and you're using this as with a suitcase, you can just stick the handle to the suitcase right up through here, and this duffel bag can sit on it. So there's the back. And then on the inside of the back, we'll have this mesh, which will be a pocket, which will be a zipper pocket that will just go on the back like that, that you can zip open and put some stuff in. Okay, so that's the progress I've made on my duffel bag. Still got a little bit before it's done, but I am making good progress on it. I'm excited to see how it turns out when it's all done. Okay, now there's only one other thing that I worked on as far as sewing and quilting. Let me get that out. All right, so what I've also worked on is this Mini Coos Island Cow pattern. Now I'm still working up here in the face, and I kind of figured the best way to show you how to kind of build it out a little bit of where I'm at. So we still got quite a few pieces to sew together, but here's what it's looking like. I need to sew a seam here, here, then add this. These will already be sewn and added to the side, and then up here, and these are what the horns are looking like. And I'm losing pieces. But that is kind of where I am. And then, taking a look, because some of these have these little hats on them. Like down there. And in that case, this piece won't be here. It'll be another piece for those three. But that's what it's looking like so far. So that is everything I've worked on as far as sewing and quilting. So let me show you what else I worked on. So as far as cross stitch goes, I'm still working on this hands-on design Sunflower Manor. So I finished all the white in both this picture and this, and I finished all the green up here and down here. So now I'm on to the blue. Now I did make a mistake that I didn't realize until I started doing the blue. There's Smyrna cross stitches up here, which are these. I thought they were all white. Some of them were supposed to be blue. Now I did this in both this and the house. However, I'm going to leave them as I have them. I'm not going to change it out. So there's the blue. So there isn't any blue up here because some of those Smyrnas were supposed to be blue. And same down here. Some of these are supposed to be blue, but I did everything in white, so I'm leaving it. So here's where I am on that. I just have the blue to add to this little window. And then I'm on to my next color. I think there's 3 more colors after that blue, but the white is what takes the longest. So that's where I am in cross stitch. And the other thing that I worked on this week is this shawl. Well, let me get the picture of that. Okay, now this is from Crochet Magazine, and this is from Autumn 2022. So it's from a while ago, but I am working on the Alder Leaf shawl, which is this, except I did mine in green. There's little leaves through there, and I finished it. Now mine is a little bit bigger than what theirs was, but that's okay. I prefer them bigger. And I've got it all folded. We've got threads on it. So there's the middle of it. There's the end. And it's all done. So I think my next crochet project is I'm going to make a cardigan, a gray cardigan. So haven't made much progress on that yet, so I'm not going to show you. And we'll see how it goes. So for this week, my plans is I want to make the last 3-yard quilt for my 2024 advent calendar that my husband had picked out all the fabric for. So it will be these 3 fabrics. And I am doing Heartland, which is in this book, pretty darn quick, and it is this pattern right back here. So I plan to do that this week, and really like to get something on the long arm. We'll see if it happens though. Okay, so that's everything I worked on and completed throughout the week. Till next time.